You can't build a personal brand without really knowing yourself. This is really something that has been living in my head. It is a process that I have been in past year, and it is something I see happening so much right now. And that's why I wanted to dive into this, because the link to the work that I do is I help women very much know and understand themselves, understand their bodies, and come back home to themselves. Really feel good within how they show up in life, with how they are, with who they are. And it shouldn't be like this thing where you endlessly go searching for yourself. The thing that floats around right now is like building that next level identity to go to the next level and go do more and more and more. And I think that, again, falls really underneath the performance culture instead of like that being culture. That's the episode that I recorded recently. I think it's episode 8, 7 or 8. So go listen that if you want to. But yeah, like building a personal brand is obviously very personal. And right now, all we seem to care about is aesthetics, like how it looks, how it shows, the right colors, the right fonts. But I think you and your true alignment has to come first. And I see a lot of women running in this survival mode, like they're building towards something, they want to create something, they follow all the strategies, they're doing it from their heads, but they're getting more disconnected from themselves and their hearts in the process. And this is very connected to what I believe in, what I stand for, what I love to do, because I think it all starts from such a more grounded way of being the rooted woman, being that rooted woman first, and then the outer expression comes from that. So what now happens is the other way around. We're trying to create some sort of outer layer that eventually is not going to match with what you are feeling in the inside. And this is why it often starts to feel empty. Like you build this crazy life, this crazy business, you build something beautiful, but it doesn't feel good to you anymore. Maybe it used to do, or it's like created in an time that it did feel good. Like I can speak about this myself because I started my business 5 years ago, and like I am not that girl anymore that started the business. So my whole brand evolved, or actually I evolved, and I created a new brand around that, around me, not something outside of myself. And my old brand was really like, yeah, it was like two different things, while this really feels like me and I feel at home in it. And this is so important because I know we're all trying to build something and create something lasting, even though maybe you are not a business owner and you're still creating on social media, or you are working towards your career that feels good to you, you're trying to find the perfect job. Everything comes back to you in the end. So, this episode, we're going to dive a little bit deeper into this all. I'm going to share some, yeah, the three things that really help me the most in this inner process, because it is such an inner process. So, yeah, you cannot build a personal brand without truly knowing yourself. And I know it sounds so simple, maybe even obvious, but I promise you it's not. Like, because I was myself working so hard for a long time. I was showing up, I was creating content, building my brands, but it was coming from that place that wasn't truly mine. And like when I look back at it now, it it actually looked good. I'm still happy. I loved it. But I just didn't feel it. And that's the gap where we're talking about. And there's this big difference between something looking right and something feeling right. So that can show up everywhere. But right now I'm talking about, yeah, your brand, your business, your creative expression of something. So yeah, like the reason I felt disconnected was because that brand was built on rules. It was built on strategy or how it was supposed to be. Like I was following all other people's paths of or pathways to success, but not my own. And that didn't work. It's just like, especially not in a growing industry, to be honest, like there's so much more coaches, and this was especially when I was fully focusing on only really hormones and being a therapist in hormones instead of like coaching on a deeper level. Because yeah, I noticed I can't do shallow work. I need to go into the depths. I need to know and see everything of you. I want to really look into your soul and understand you on a deep level, so you can understand yourself and bring that back into the world, so you also like stop living in that survival mode and create from true alignment. So yeah, that aside. But yeah, I see so many women, and I love it. I truly love it, starting their own businesses, talking about hormones and cycles. And yeah, like the more I saw that, the more I thought like, hey, I try to fit myself in this box, and I don't belong here at all. This doesn't resonate with me. That is not me. I felt like a bit of a ick coming up at that point. So yeah, what do you do at that point? You can try and squeeze what you want, but it's never gonna sit right. Or you start asking deeper questions. And yeah, that's what I did. That almost took me a full year to really like reconsider. And again, it was a process of death and rebirth, I would say. It was definitely a process of like, yeah, coming deeper to who I am, who I truly am, instead of like showing up as the world expects me to show up or what everything tells me to do. So yeah, that is definitely a process of self-trust, of really trusting yourself even on a deeper level. So what I want you to understand about that process, it is not something you can do from your head. Like this kind of work, what we're talking about, the real self discovery, it's not about adding that new identity. It's not like that leveling up or we were talking about. It's really becoming that true, authentic version of yourself. It's letting go of the layers that were never really yours to begin with. Um, I talk a lot about the good girl, the good girl syndrome, or in my case, I was a crazy control freak. So yeah, those layers didn't serve me anymore. So I had to let go. But I built my business from those layers, and that didn't make sense anymore. And for me, it was my business, but it can also be your job or a relationship or maybe even a place where you live, that yeah, you created a life that you created from that identity, but that identity might be dying, and yeah, you're sort of coming into a new chapter, and that can feel weird. So yeah, it's really the version of you um that kept herself safe, that tried to fit in, that tried to not speak up too much and just do what was expected of her. But yeah, like that is not you. There's something really underneath that is fully you, like your imprint, I would say. And that is not something you have to create or that you have to find. It is something to return to. And that sounds very like woo, I would say. But it is quite how it felt. It is again like not from your head, but from your heart. Really like showing up authentically as who you are is the most one of the most freeing things that I felt like I ever did in my life. Like yeah, it is amazing. And yeah, that's what I mean when I say this isn't about becoming someone new. It's really about like becoming more of who you already are. Like in a safe space. It has to feel safe. Your nervous system wants to feel that it is okay to show up as you really yeah, as you really are. You can't force this process, and you have to create the conditions where it's okay to be seen, like not force it again. So, yeah, again, yeah, that personal brand is very personal, and the world loves to focus on the outsides, like how it looks, and we do everything in the same way. So, I think we can, um, yeah, compare social media with our lives. Like, if there's no difference between the perfect pictures, the perfect color palette, the perfect fonts, and don't get me right, I love it. I really love it, but it isn't the thing that comes first. So you always come first, your business comes second. But the comparison that I wanted to make is like, again, wanting the perfect home, the perfect car, the perfect relationship. Um, it is good to have those things, but not from a place where you fill up emptiness, but from a place of where you're like, okay, this is truly me, and this is what I want. This is not someone else's roadmap to success that I'm living right now. Um, and that takes courage. That takes really, really courage to, yeah, to get there. So it all matters, but it starts somewhere much deeper first. It starts with you, with being truly clear on what you believe in, what you stand for, what keeps you grounded when everything around you is changing, because the world is gonna burn. And it is up to you to feel unshakable, to just stay in your lane and just stay like, okay, hey, I got this. It doesn't matter what happens, but I know I can handle this because I am on my path. And that again is so freeing. That is so giving you this powerful rooted energy within you, which creates the magnetic energy all along. Your energy goes up, and yeah, it's amazing again. So yeah, like, when again, back to that, the outer layer, the personal branding, the social media. Like, when you have this all, you need to you stop copying what's working for someone else. You break free from comparison. You stop constantly changing your whole identity, your whole business every few months, because yeah, you think you have to do that or you have to level up, and that's very exhausting. So, clarity on who you are becomes the anchor. And everything you build from there, it shines on the outside from a place of real alignment. Not from the hope of finally being seen, but not from being validated. Been there, done that. But and also not from trying to feel good enough. Like, that creates that pool where you're never seem to be able to stop running, to always go in this overdrive mode, overriding yourself. Um, so, yeah, your business, your brand, your career, none of it can fill that hole of not being good enough or not feeling good enough in your core. And that core, we're really going to the core here, is so important to look at. The real self worth underneath it all. Just being you, just being you fully in your core. And then everything aligns with that, always. So, if this is landing for you, and you have been feeling like this, or you've been seeing this, or you look at other people and like, oh, how do they do that? What's happening? I have three things where you can start with. These are things, yeah, that are quite, yeah, like, I would say they're not hard, they're quite simple, but they're also can be hard if you have no idea how to feel, how to really feel that part within yourself. And again, create a safety, because it takes the nervous system in this way to open up. You can't run a business from a dysregulated nervous system, or you definitely can, but it would not feel good to you. So, all right, one, get clear on your why. And this is where a lot of business coaches start with. But the problem is, and what I did is, my whys came from a place of pain. So I was always trying to fix everything, always like, yeah, it made me feel good to fix other people, because it was my pain. And if I could yeah, fill up that pain, then I would feel better. You know what I mean? And this happens a lot. It's dangerous. So you would always go in that rabbit hole, or in the hamster wheel, not the rabbit hole, the hamster wheel. It's a different animal, different thing. In the hamster wheel you would end up, because you're always running, running, running to chase some feeling of, yeah, like relieving that pain. So what you want to do is, you want to create from desire. Like, you want to create from what genuinely lights you up, and this is going to change everything. And this is something that often is deeper. It is way deeper than, um oh hey, I yeah, I noticed, like, this is my old why, like, oh yeah, I had PMS and I want to solve other people's PMS. That is like quite shallow, I would say. um your real desire, your real why, it lays more in a purpose. It's really a softer, like that intuition within you. It is way softer. This is going to be another podcast episode that I'm going to do one time, but it is really interesting what happens when you stop creating from that fake ambitious drive that is very like fiery and masculine but very unhealthy, versus when you start creating from desire, which is way more, yeah, empowered feminine. But it's gonna there's a different fuel underneath it, so it's gonna feel slower. And we also want to slow down a bit in the creating process. Some things can come up quickly and you can act quickly, definitely, but you can't force alignment, and that's super important. That is extremely important in this story. So yeah, coming back to this all, um yeah, feel into what it is that your purpose is. And for me, this were really things coming more and more together. It is not one super clear thing. For me, it all has to do around certain things. One of the things that I really, really resonate is with is that I'm here to create balance in the world, balance between the masculine and the feminine, and shake up people to feel really alive in their life instead of surviving it. This is really something that is truly me and feels way more of a deeper mission than fixing hormones. So yeah, that is a layer deeper, and I personally love it. So, what helped me in this, and this is going to go to number two. This is your human design, and I love human design because there's extremely much to find in it, like extremely, extremely much. If you know where to look, if you know what kind of questions to ask, if you know how to read it. Because yeah, if you just look at, oh, I'm a generator and this is my profile, that's cute, but there's so much more to it. And that's why with clients I always yeah, try to take a look in their human design. And for some people it's more on the background, for some people it's really yeah, really more at front, because it really, really resonates with them as well. But I think it's super important, and it helps me understand them. It gives you a language for the way you're naturally wired, and that's super cool. That can be incredibly validating when you're spent years trying to work in ways that weren't built for you. So it's really like giving you that breath of like, oh hey, this is how I'm built, this is how I'm designed to do things. And actually, yeah, for me all the times it is sort of a confirmation of like, whoa, I am really living my design, I am living my blueprint so much, this feels so aligned. Yeah, I can find so much cool things back in it, and it really helps me so much. And then the last one, number three, is get really genuinely comfortable with being you in your most full authentic expression. And this is scary, I know this. I sometimes find this even scary as well still. So I'm also practicing with that. Um, like, you can't perform yourself. But still we do it all the time. We create like a version of ourselves that shows up in a certain way, but you can't do that. It is really, who are you in your core, and that is enough. She is enough. She doesn't have to change who she is, at all because it's amazing. So it doesn't have to be the version that looks most professional or so. And this was what I always thought in the beginning, like, oh, I have to look super professional and I can't make jokes or mistakes. But I love sarcasm. I love stupid, very dry humor. I love about random things, and that you hear that in my podcast episodes, probably, like where I'm like just laughing about my own stupid, yeah, words, crazy word things or so. I'm like, yeah, just make fun, just fun, fun, fun. I love it. So yeah, it is showing up fully as you, and this takes practice. It takes unlearning. It is the conditioning that needs to be unlearned, but it's the version that's gonna last, and it's a version that's gonna feel good in what she's doing. So yeah, if you have been feeling quite a bit disconnected from yourself or disconnected from your business, your brand, then it's time to look a little bit deeper, to start, yeah, like diving in and going back to what's already there instead of trying to find all the answers outside of yourself. Yeah, it is a slight, maybe different direction or episode now I'm thinking in the end, but yeah, like, I love it. It is so, it feels, for me, it feels so aligned to talk about this as well, because it's all interconnected. Like, it doesn't matter. And I speak to a lot of women in business as well. I know women in business are listening to the podcast. So yeah, I felt like I want to express this, and this actually it's pretty cool. Actually, it's pretty cool. It's me in my authentic expression because I felt like expressing this, so I'm here doing this, and I hope that someone will listen to this and think like, "Oh my god, I get this. You're my girl." Yeah, so if you ever feel the need to have a chat around this, because I've been through it, I see a lot things that are often misaligned when you only look at the outer work, but you have to do the inner work first. Yeah, just see what is unfolding there. Start with the inner work. Let that be the foundation. Be that rooted woman that you want to be, and then and only then let it shine on the outside. So yeah, it's really about, again, returning home to yourself, being that goddess that you truly are. And yeah, I will put in the show notes some links to help you if you want to have a chat around this. I can put my calendar open for a free call. I love to chat with all of you. With, yeah, I love to hear from you where you are working on and how to, yeah, show up more as you, because that is the thing that is gonna last. This is the thing that comes first, not all the strategy, not all the other things, because that's keeping you in that hamster wheel. um and yeah, I know you're here for so much more. I know you know there is more. I know you know there is a different way of doing things. So, yeah, this is your invitation. And I'll see you in the next episode.